Oh.
I'm Ryan Colt Levy. I am a voice actor and a musician and an artist and an all-around weirdo. I've been in all kinds of shows from My Hero Academia, Moriarty the Patriot, a lot of things. Love of Kill, Jujutsu Kaisen, been in a bunch of video games, and you probably are here because you've heard of a little thing called Chainsaw Man, where I
Yes,
am
sir.
very lucky to voice Denji. So now we get to hang out and talk about this crazy movie.
Yeah, it's like you don't know how long I've been waiting to just do the sit down interview with you. I wanted you to come in and introduce yourself because people, as they go to Big Gold Belt Media, they know myself, Terrell, and Ryan are in the same room. Well, not in the same room, but in the same StreamYard room doing this interview today. And so I know we had met previously at New York Comic Con as we just talked about that. And how just like physically exerted we were pushing our bodies past their bounds,
past their limits. Yes, it's like true anime stuff right there. It's just like go beyond,
So Ryan, I guess my first question going into this is how have you been taking this all in? I mean, obviously you've been working for a while, but there's nothing like getting that main character energy. You know what I mean? Getting that that leading role in anything that you're in. The lights are on you, the eyes are on you. How have you been taking this all in so far? Just getting, like I said, people already knew you from your video game work and other anime, but just particularly when it comes to voicing Denji here.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's funny. It is weird now how I guess I've been doing it for like 6 years now. And I still feel so new and like it's still all so fresh for me. Yeah, Denji was definitely the thing that, even if there were projects that I had done that people knew or had followed my work beforehand, I was still very much kind of like, an unknown to a large community of people. And so when the initial announcement happened for Denji, 3 years ago now, I remember tons of people that like, there was this huge response of just, who is this? Why? And I was really excited about the idea of like so many people not having a preconceived notion of what I would bring to it. And I just hoped that I, would not disappoint as many people as possible, and just try and give it everything I could to make it as special and as much as I loved it, but it totally changed my life. I mean, in so many ways, and continues to, especially now that the movies come out, the last 3 years have been such a whirlwind of getting to connect with so many people who are in so many facets of different industries and, I mean, even just different lifestyles and, places in society. Like the amount of people that I've met that are like school teachers or doctors or, like who are, turns out are huge anime fans and love stuff like Chainsaw Man, or, the amount of people that I get to meet at, a convention where there's extraordinary cosplay and craftsmanship and artwork and just deep passion and understanding of these characters. And it's really cool to see something celebrated that I feel so personally close to and love, being able to celebrate. And like, I get to now be a part of this journey, but I through all of it, I do not, I don't think about it from the perspective of like, oh yeah, like I'm, this really special thing. It's more like I'm really lucky to be in the position I'm in to, I didn't create this story. I didn't create this character. I'm just a version of it that I get to experience. And I'm as much a fan as everybody else. So while I am extraordinarily grateful for the attention it's brought me and, the other opportunities and the people it's brought into my life and all of that kind of stuff, I don't think about it from a place of like deep personal victory, like I'm the man kind of thing. It's more like, wow, how lucky am I to be on this crazy ride?
Well, let me say this, right? Like as somebody that had, and I don't consider myself a gatekeeper in the anime community, but I have grown up in around anime where before the era of it being so easily accessible, you know,
Yeah.
we had to meet a guy in the alley for a tape with 3 episodes,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So to the point where, you know, it gone through the dub versus sub, where I don't know
Oh,
if
it
you've
still
noticed
exists, you know.
it does, but over the years that line is starting to thin out a little bit, because now you have people that are like, man, I don't got time to, you know, necessarily read, you know, I got a full life, but I still want to enjoy the program. And, you know, they come across dubs that way. Now, you know, Crunchyroll is making that more accessible. Like, you know, you can
Yeah.
just switch your audio. But
Yeah.
I take a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for, with, you know, what you said about you not, you know, taking personal ownership, because you give this version, the English dub version of Denji, that life and personality. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, thank you.
it's something like I didn't see, and I've seen the movie twice now. Like got
Oh,
my
hell yeah.
Chainsaw
Oh,
Man
dude,
poster.
amazing. It's such a
See,
beautiful movie though, right? Like,
it is, and I went into it blind. I hadn't read any manga of the
oh,
story
cool.
prior to
Okay.
that, so I didn't know what was gonna happen. I seen the first
Okay.
season, but I didn't read past
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And comparing the Japanese version of it versus the English, I like them both, but I will say that I do like the English dub more,
Oh,
because
wow, thank you.
you and the rest of your castmates bring so much personality to those characters that I didn't necessarily see before. Sometimes, like, you know, when you get really good voice acting in the Japanese dub, it's you can hear like nuances and emotion and stuff like that. But I think just you having the ability as a voice actor to actually cuss in the booth
Oh, it's fun, man. Yeah.
gives that character so much more than I was expecting. So as far as your performance and Chainsaw Mod from where you started till now,
Yeah.
I think you've done an amazing job. And you know,
Thank you.
it's like Tim Allen and Tom Hanks as Woody and Buzz to me.
Oh
You
my
know what I
God,
mean?
dude, that's the highest honor you could
Like
give.
nobody. I can't see anybody. I always felt that way. Like it's like Sean Schimmel as Goku. You know
That's
what I mean? I was like,
amazing.
it's other people that dub that, but most
Oh, that's
recognizably
so cool.
is that voice. So
That's
you've
amazing.
done an amazing job, and
Thank
just
you.
bringing the emotion. Like I'm sure, like, you know, as an actor, as a voice actor to this character, man, I was in the movie theater crying.
Oh, dude, that means the
I
world to
was
me.
teared
That
up.
means so much. You know, it really, you know, because like I understand. Thank you so much. I understand what you're saying and why you were searching for the word to express the frustration with how I, you know. But
Yeah,
I think, you know, like what I'll go back to say is it's like, to kind of reframe it. You know, I care a lot about this. You know, I care a
yeah,
lot about all the work that I do.
you can tell.
And regardless of, well, thank you, but regardless of like how much I'm even personally connected to a thing, I want to give it 1,000%, right? I'm just lucky that with this particular case, I'm also such a fan of the source material and feel so emotionally connected to it, and
Right,
had for a while, that it's something that I can so easily like give myself over to, and gratefully, like, you know, give everything I have to it, and hope that it hits with people. But
yeah,
I don't do it with like the expectation of like getting the flowers, or like that even being the important part. Like
right.
for me, my favorite thing is like getting to see the full piece and how everybody else's parts come together. And like, you know, we have amazing directors, we have amazing engineers, we have, you know, great writers. There's so many people on these projects that like really all care from every angle, outside of even just obviously Mappa and everybody involved.
Right.
But like Alexis, you know, who played Reze, I recorded all of my stuff in like 4 days basically, and she came in to finish the movie after me. So I actually didn't get to hear her performance until I saw the movie. And I've had the pleasure of seeing it a few times now, and like, I mean, everybody in the cast is amazing and brings so much
Yeah,
charm and heart. And, you know, Derek Snow as Beam is amazing. You know, Reagan gets to shine as Aki. Everybody gets these, you know, and Sarah and Susie both, like I told them, they make such a meal out of like the small screen time they have, you know. Um, but Alexis, you know, joining after getting a couple of little bit of lines at the very end of the first season as a tease, and then having to wait for 3 years to work on this. And she brought so much passion and nuance, and um you know, like you fall in love with her so quickly, you know, like, and it has to work for the movie to hit, right? You know, like you need all of that stuff in the beginning to pull you in and make you feel connected so that when the twist happens, you're on the rest of the journey emotionally as much as you are like cathartically. And I knew when I read it, it was special. And I knew when we were recording it, because I finally was getting to see it, like, oh my God, they're doing this with it. You know, this is really something else. But I had no idea that it was going to hit the way it has, which I'm so grateful for.
Yeah, I don't think I've loved Beam as much as I did in this movie.
The best.
It's completely
when
ridiculous.
He swoops in, I mean, like, spoilers, you know, hopefully people have seen it if they're watching this. When he swoops in, you know, they do this really cool thing where, like, you don't forget about him, but he's, you know, he isn't addressed for a minute, you know, and you're following such a singular thing, and then everything goes to hell. And right when you're like, oh God, what do we do? Your boy comes in and you're just like, yes, you know, and it's such a great, you know,
Lord Chainsaw.
Oh, the best.
I want to, you know, as we get into, like, we're starting to get more, you know, and shout out to Crunchyroll, but, you know, like more theatrical releases of anime movies, you know. And, you know, when I really think about, you know, anime in the movie theater, I'm thinking about Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
right.
You know, when I grew up, you know, Pokemon, and now it's just become so mainstream now that
even in just the last 5 years, it's crazy.
Right. It's a regular conversation. Like, oh, did you see so? I'm like, did you see it? Like, you know, oh, can we talk about that? I thought I had to hide this. No, okay, we can talk about it at work. But it's nice to see this, like, this just a normal thing, and then it is doing well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that it's just
it's insane. It's so fascinating seeing, like, you know, I'm a big movie nerd and I watch a lot of movie podcasts and reviewers and all that kind of stuff. And it's so cool seeing them all either talking about it with passion, being surprised by how good it is, or being like, what is happening? What is this? Like, you know, like, just kind of being flabbergasted by it dominating. And, like, I think a lot of people, you know, there's still, especially, it's like film used to look down on TV and all these kinds of, like, and I think still anime to some degree to the film world in the Western, you know, space in entertainment is still kind of looked at a little like side-eyed, you know. And I think it's becoming more and more undeniable that not only is it a juggernaut in the space of cinema, but also has really valuable storytelling and quality, you know, art and performances and music and things that can match up to other great films. I mean, my favorite thing that I heard people walking out of this movie consistently has been that they're just like, that's a great movie. You know, they're like, forget about all the other elements of it. That was just a great movie. And that's like, that's a really cool thing to hear. A lot of people have been comparing it to like Miyazaki, and, you know, like it has, I think it has a really disarming thing. I mean, like you said, you didn't know the story going in, so you went in. I'm actually curious, like, you know, finishing the first season, did you go into the movie thinking you had like a beat on how it was going to go or what the energy was going to be like? Like, did it kind of immediately disarm you, or?
I was, because like I said, I intentionally, I did this thing now where I watch trailers, but I don't really pay attention to them. So I went into this one. So the turn definitely caught me. And I was definitely not, because it's hard now because the way they do these movies now, they pretty much theatrical versions of what the overall arc is going to be to a certain extent.
Right.
And it's like, okay, how do you find the best way to
convey
kind of summarize it into a 2-hour movie? But I thought it was done very well. If this is like Resurrection of Frieza to me before they serialized it.
Interesting.
Like Resurrection of Frieza, where I thought the theatrical version was better because the budget was better before they serialized it. This was good too, and it's a big deal to get a movie in IMAX. Like, that puts you on,
dude,
Christopher Nolan status. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
legitimately like insane. I was freaking out, you know, because I didn't know how the release was going to go down. I mean, shout out to Sony for really really doing it up for this, and they ended up being so cool, and taking such good care of me through like helping promote the movie, and they were really excited about it, and it's cool to have that kind of backing for the people who did like Spider-Verse and all this stuff, and to throw it into IMAX, where I mean, dude, it hit so hard in IMAX. It was such an incredible thing to see that way, and as someone again who loves movies, like that was such a gift to experience and get to share and have that. And like, yeah, it's very surreal. The whole thing's surreal, dude. Like none of this feels real as much as I'm also like gripping for,
Look, I'm having my little moment sharing this space with you right now. So I believe me, I understand. Look, did you do the thing where you secretly was in the movie theater the whole time with the audience and you like revealed yourself like, oh, Ryan's here the whole time?
Well, no. Well, we did a few different. I mean, like I did go to see the movie just like to go see it in the theater and didn't, say anything about it. But Sony actually helped me do a bunch of like public drop-ins the first opening weekend, where myself and Casey Mangelo, who voices the Angel Devil, we went to a few different theaters throughout the weekend, and right as the trailers finished before the movie started, we would walk out and introduce the movie, and we got to like hang out with some people afterwards, and just kind of like it was really fun. We got to really celebrate it in a way that I didn't think I was going to get to, and it was really cool. But I also just, because it's such a rare opportunity and scenario, and I would do it under any other circumstance of being in a movie, I was like, I gotta just see it a couple times in theaters. Like, this is just cool, man. Like, and I love seeing, like the other thing is with the show, I don't get to watch that with an audience. I don't get to see how people are experiencing it, and I loved, I go to the movies a lot, and even in great movies, people are like pretty quiet as an audience, but like this movie, people were laughing and cheering and screaming, and like it felt like going to the movies when I was a kid. It was so cool. That was like a very rare, special thing, and I will cherish that forever. So I was like, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, I definitely hear you in that 100%. Because when I went to the two times that I went, it felt like I was walking into an anime convention. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was dressed up. Like the energy was there.
Yes.
Luckily I had a movie theater who had actually good speakers in IMAX, because the Reze scenes with the explosions was crazy loud,
and the soundtrack
it all came together. I'm glad that you are getting to live this moment. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm
That's
here
so kind of you.
experiencing
Thank you.
Yeah, because I mean, look, you deserve it. Everybody that you work with, everybody in the movie, they did an amazing job with this.
Thank you.
Amazing job. Now I do want to pivot to something that's completely off
Let's
topic.
do it. Pivot. Yeah, sure.
Now the Game Awards are coming up, and I know you're a big gamer. You play video games. Yeah. So we haven't got the nominees yet, and I don't know what if you had a chance to play anything.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't. There is a lot that I have not had the chance to play that I know are like absolutely contenders as far as what I've
Game
heard
of the
from
year.
people. Yeah, like I haven't played Expedition 33.
Just finished that this week.
I should probably get on that. There's like a few that I haven't even like gotten. I mean, I played Death Stranding because I love Kojima, and like even I agree. I played the first one. I was there day one. This one I was there day one. I fully understand why it doesn't work for people, or if his stuff doesn't work for people, but like also I don't care. It's like it's for me. Like in the way that Fujimoto's for me. Like it's the same. Like plug it to my veins, man. Give me that. I am in the middle of the game that I have waited for the most and cared about the most, which is Silk Song.
Hollow Knight. Yeah.
I mean, that's already a masterpiece for sure. I'm probably like 30 or 40% into it, maybe a little more. But I beat the first game, and it was my favorite like modern video game outside of like Bloodborne. And this definitely is a contender. I just started Hades 2.
I was about to say something about that.
Yeah, because I loved Hades as well, and that normally was not my kind of game, but the art style, the story, the performances, like it makes everything so fun to experience, and the mechanics really are really charming and fun and like super locked in. But I like just got that, so I barely started it.
What platform?
I play them both on Switch because I travel a lot, so it's
Makes
really
sense.
easy to take on a plane. Because that's honestly like I love playing video games, but I try and only do it when I'm like in a position where it's like kind of the only thing I could do, where because I otherwise it will take all of the time of my like it will wipe my day no matter what I tell myself.
I
So,
understand.
like if I'm on a flight, I'm like perfect. If I'm stuck in an airport, perfect. So the Switch is still my ride or die.
As somebody that endured a 15-hour flight to Japan, believe me,
Oh man, yeah.
that thing was an angel because I cannot sleep on planes, man.
I've done a
I
few to
tried.
Australia. I'm the same way. I can nod off for like an hour or two if I'm lucky, or like in patches, but I can't like sleep. Wait, so what's your game of the year?
Oh man, there's still. I'm still in the middle of Ninja Gaiden 4 that just came out.
Oh
I,
man,
I finished Expedition 33 just recently this week.
is it as special as everyone seems to be making it out to be?
It is. But the problem I wouldn't with Death Stranding 2 being right
Yeah,
there. It makes my
yeah.
decisions so much harder, and I'm
Dude,
only
the
saying it because
ending.
it's still fresh in my memory because I just finished Expedition 33, so
Right.
I wanna kind of wear it out. But it's been a lot of contenders this year.
Yeah,
But
it's
I think
it ended up weirdly being a crazy year.
yeah, I think the fact that the story behind Expedition 33 is like pushing the narrative but behind the game of the year because it's a smaller studio,
Yes.
what they overcame and stuff like that. And I'm not
Yeah.
taking anything away from it because this is an amazing game that I did not expect to be that good.
No, and I
And
can
like
I can tell you, like, I see even at conventions and stuff, there are so many people cosplaying and so passionate about it.
yeah,
Like, it's a
yeah.
very yeah, it's tapped in.
So it's hard to say. I need once I see like what's actually been nominated, I could kind of like
When did the
start to
nominees come out?
when I looked, it said it was supposed to be like sometime either this week or next week because the Game Awards
Oh, wow,
themselves aren't
okay.
until December
Right,
11th.
right,
So
right.
somebody's gonna be mad either way, but I think all the picks are gonna be pretty good because
It's video games.
Pokemon
Everyone's mad all the time.
Pokemon ZA just came out.
Yep.
Um, Zelda Age of Imprisonment comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
Um,
what? Wait, I gotta
Kirby
look that
comes
up.
out, Metroid comes out December. So there's still a lineup of games that should be in that contender, possibly that haven't even dropped yet. So
Crazy.
it's hard to say, what it is. So what I just kind of recently did, I just started doing a challenge, one to help me finish my games because as an adult, the irony is that you don't have the time to play the
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
And same thing I do for anime too, because I have to make myself a schedule now. Like, okay, I'm gonna do
Oh,
3 episodes
dude.
here,
I
two.
have to schedule getting coffee with a friend. I get it.
Yeah, it sucks. And I beat myself about it up every week. Like, 'cause you know how you get those year in reviews that just remind you of like how you've pretty much wasted your year. Like,
Yep.
you could have been
Yep.
doing more. Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
100%.
Hey, man, Apple Music, like you only listen to 200 albums. I'm like, oh, I should have listened to this album, stuff like that. So I beat myself up about stuff like that, like just wanting to do
I'm the
more, and
same.
accomplish stuff through the year.
Of course.
But no, it's a lot on that. Also want to talk about movies because you're a big movie guy like myself.
Yeah.
We do a lot of reviews and stuff like that. What has really been hitting for you for this year? Like what has been like a standout for you, or anything that I probably have not seen or that you would recommend?
Oh man, I mean that you haven't seen, I don't know. I haven't gotten to see a ton of like really good indie stuff. But Weapons and
That was good. That
Weapons
caught
I
me off
loved,
guard.
and my favorite is One Battle After Another. I mean that's
I've
like
also seen it. Yeah.
that's the one for me. I love Paul Thomas Anderson. He's been my guy since I was in high school. And this I feel like is the first time he's made a movie that like is a like real like all around crowd pleaser. Like, normally his movies are so obtuse. Even if I love them, I'm like, I can't recommend The Master to everybody. Like Whereas I feel like you can throw anybody into a theater to watch one battle after another, and you're going to get a really great conversation after, you know.
It's funny you say that too, because like you said, the type of movie that PTA makes, you kind of got to put your thinking cap on sometimes. And even with this, you still do, because there's a lot on the table with this movie in terms of different topics, from racism and moral obligations and
found family.
It's so much
deep. And it's also like, I mean, he's always also because I've watched so many interviews with him and read so much about him and stuff, like he's also so kind of like open and silly and kind of like, like have you seen The Master?
I have not.
So it's like, it's a great example of, I feel like, his whole thing where I think sometimes people almost like put more self-seriousness than he does into his own work. Like that's a movie that by all accounts is quite heavy and plays with a lot of really intense subject matter. It's also like a weird bromance comedy that, like, to me, read that way from the start, but I've talked to a lot of people that like did not get that, tempo from it and all. And like, I find all of his movies really funny, even if they're like really sad or weird or kind of like a little, avant-garde compared to people's normal narratives. But there's a humor to all of his work that I've always really connected with. And like same with like David Fincher, like his stuff is really like dark, but there's like a nasty, like wry smile to it all that just like tickles me. I don't know. Like, there's just something about that.
It's crazy because I mean, like, I feel like you have to, not to say necessarily have to appreciate other art to do what you do to bring, that certain level of performance. But, of course, when you're in there with a director, you got to know what they're looking for, what type of performance that you're going to give. And of course, when people talk about, how you get a voice actor, the first thing, it almost sounds kind of comical. It's like, you got to go to theater school. You got to go to acting classes.
You at least have to train or put it together. Right. Yeah, you have to study the craft to some degree. Yeah.
Speaking, to a certain extent, what I mean? I got Alex, taught to Alex late when we was at New York Comic Con, and he is like a rare occurrence of that, like where he just kind of like stepped in and just completely demolished it. You know what I mean? Like he has such range that's incredibly good. Like yourself, like I can go from Denji to any from My Hero or any other show you're in. I'm like, is that him? Or let me IMDb real quick. That don't sound like Ryan. Yes, him. Okay. Like,
thank you.
I had to double check. So I'm sure everybody's guilty of IMDb in the movie theater. Like, let me just double check real quick.
That's fun though. Yeah.
It is, like, just to confirm that you already
right. Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, just the range and that you all have and bring to this craft. Like when you go back and you watch older anime or you see certain performances, like, back when it was just like, I don't want to use the term phoning it in, but it wasn't taken as serious as it is now.
I think it was just so different, like because obviously I wasn't around for it then, but I know a lot of, the people who worked on stuff then. And from everything I've gathered, it obviously was a completely different world in how we even took the stuff in. Yeah. And culturally how it was embraced or even like made aware of. But I mean, from what I understand, there were more often than not instances where they were working off of like a lack of materials. Now, can you hear okay, by the way? I'm getting like leaf blowers and things on my end.
No,
you're hearing it. Okay, good. Now the way that it works, there's so many companies and systems and so much money in place that everything has a process, and the materials are put together, the show's put together, the animation's done, the story's done, whatever, and then it's brought over here, it's adapted, it's XYZ, blah 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 blah. That there's a system to it. You do the episodes in order, XYZ. Back then, I mean, like, it was, there was no proper industry, especially for that part of it. It was so niche, and the materials that they were getting of the shows, like sometimes they weren't even getting scripts, they were just getting the episodes, and they'd have to figure it out. Like there were, it's so insane to even like conceive of, because I could not imagine the process and how much it's evolved and changed. But I mean, I'm sure if you talk to some of the OGs in this industry, they could tell you stuff that is just so wild as to how it used to be from what it is now.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got lucky because I didn't come into this going like, I want to be a voice actor. You know, I came from being a nerdy theater and film kid, and I was in a band, and my band broke up, and I was in LA, and I'm like, I miss acting. I'm going to go back to acting classes, and, you know, I want to be in movies, and weirdly fell into voiceover. And I've just loved being in this space and have been really fortunate in the work I've been able to do. But it wasn't like a plan, you know, it's so weird.
I love to hear that, man. Like, because, you know, so many people need to hear that, you know, just because you can't see what's behind that door doesn't mean it's not worth taking that opportunity. And, you know, you were in a position where that wasn't even on your bingo card necessarily.
Yeah,
you know,
no, at all. No. And
right,
none of this. Yeah.
Right here we are. I mean, we got one of the biggest movies in the States right now in Japan. Overall, you know, and many things that you've done, and the people that I'm sure you have touched personally that you probably talked to at these different cons that have, you know, say, hey man, I'm glad that you did this. You know, it's like you just never know. I tell people all the time, you know, because I watch a lot of Doctor Who, the difference between you taking that left or right turn.
Yeah,
So
I think about that all the time.
I think
about
it.
that all the time.
When I think about, like, when I leave the house sometimes, and whether I had left a minute earlier to 5 minutes, and then I see somebody that I wasn't even supposed to see in that, I'm like, I know, oh man, that's crazy. Like, had I waited 5 minutes earlier, we would have never had the interaction.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's crazy, and you start thinking about that, like, but it's true. I mean, everything happens for a reason. So I'm happy that you took that left turn, that you got to where you are now, that we're having this conversation. I get to know a little bit more about you, and just, and it just really just real warming to see that you out here killing it, man.
that means so much. I mean, it's been such a unique gift that keeps on giving. Because, like I said, it's led me to moments like this, to getting to connect with you, to meet you, you know, in New York, and then get to hang with you now. And so many people it's brought into my life that I never would have known otherwise. And so many people that have enriched my life. And I mean, the people, you know, when I go to these cons, the impact that it has on me, you know, the people who feel so supportive and connected and enjoy what we're doing, like, I don't just hear that stuff and be like, oh, thanks, you know, like, I really take it to heart. You know, it means a lot, because I've struggled my whole life, you know, as a person and as an artist, to just, you know, find a way to make something that connects with people, or, you know, for me, music and art and movies and all this stuff has always been like medicine for me. It's always been there for me when I needed to, you know, heal. And to be a part of something that I know as a story has that effect on people, and to hopefully be able to do that, you know, is a really cool thing. But like, meeting people who are affected by it and connected to it, like, they affect us right back. So I feel fully, like, fulfilled and enriched by this community, and by everyone, like, welcoming us and being so kind. So thank you for just being awesome.
No problem. Yeah, so I don't take any interaction for granted, and I appreciate you taking the time to spend this with me, because, like I said,
my pleasure.
And in that transition, let's lead to this. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Because we could do this all day, and
I know, dude.
We just fell into this so easily.
This is what happens, you know.
Yeah, man, you're so warm. It's like a cup of hot cocoa after a cold day with you.
Oh, dude, that's the sweetest. Thank you.
Oh my god. But on as we wrap this up, I want to say, what is it that you want to say to the fans of yourself and to Chainsaw Man, the Reze Arc, for the two people that have not seen this yet? What would you want to say to the fans, you know, as far as Chainsaw Man and why they should see it?
Oh man, I mean, well, I guess to those two people who haven't seen it yet, it's still in theaters. So what are you waiting for? You know, this is the most beautiful, visceral, strange, sad, funny experience you're going to have in a theater. I mean, maybe for sure the rest of the year, maybe in the next coming year. I think it is one of the most unique arcs of a story. It is something that if you've only seen the show, you have no idea what you're about to experience. And I think you will be continuously surprised by its tone and its shape and how powerful it is. And I think it's a really, really, really important developmental moment for Denji and for understanding the character and the trajectory of where the story will be going. It's just a damn good time. Eat some popcorn.
It sure
Enjoy
is.
it. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, see if you get me one of those Chainsaw Man buckets because they sold out at every movie theater.
Dude, oh my God. Listen, I got one. Cinemark here in LA was very sweet to reach out to me before the movie even came out. And they were like, we want to send you a bucket. And I'm like, yes, please. Because genuinely, like, you know, I know that the moment they get into theaters, they're already gone. So I think some of them, I think Cinemark and AMC put them on their websites, but I don't know if they're still around.
No,
I'll keep an eye out though. I'll keep an eye out. Even Casey, who voices Angel, we did, you know, like I said, a bunch of the theater drop-ins, and every time we got to the theater, they'd go to the popcorn stand and be like, "Do you guys have any of the buckets?" And they're like, "We just sold it."
Yeah, it's either that or eBay, and I'm not supporting this.
Yeah, no, listen. I mean, I don't. He's in the other room, but like he's like this big. He's legit. You know, he holds a lot of popcorn. He'd be a good cookie jar. Like he's multi-purpose. I'll say that.
I got way more popcorn buckets than I eat popcorn. So
yeah, that's fair. This was the only one that I've ever had. I was like, I do need this one. There's no, you know, all logic is thrown out the window.
Ryan, I appreciate you. Thank you so much again for taking the time out of your life to spend with me. I hope we can do this again.
I would love to.
You know, at least you got me on the radar now. So if we see each other, but I definitely appreciate you. I met you 2 times now, 3, for a reason. And I'm glad we had the opportunity to do this today.
Yeah, thank you. You are so sweet. I had such a blast chatting with you. I hope I get to see you again soon and chat about something else crazy. I'm sure we'll be crossing paths at a con or something sooner than later. But
and of course, I'll tag you in the interview and everything like that as well. So
well, and you guys please just keep doing what you do, being amazing. And this is none of this really like works without the community caring the way it does. So we're really all in this together, and it's a cool thing to share. So thank you for digging the movie and seeing it and supporting us, and it means a lot, truly.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
It's good to see you, my man. Stay safe.
See you.